Won't hoot, hey. Won't hoot, hey. Watch page. And stop. All right.
The perfect shirt because it covered.
Yeah.
So it's just a huge honor to be here. You took some time with me earlier this year, Jake, and showed me around Lyman Ward Military Academy, of which I've always wondered, what was behind this beautiful campus, on 50 in Camp Hill. And now you have just really sparked an interest that is near and dear to the Lake Martin community, aviation. So what are you doing?
Yeah, so I was really, really excited the other week to attend the event, the I Love Lake Martin event for the aviators here, and realize there's so many senior pilots, senior ATC members, and retired members of the aviation industry, and that fits and pairs so well with what we do here at Lyman Ward. So our aviation studies covers manned and unmanned flight, and our manned flight is actually taking our guys and teaching them from what is an airplane, this is an airplane and it goes up, all the way to the point where they are private pilots. They're moving forward into the industry. Our industry right now is hurting for pilots. As of a couple years ago, we were looking at if everybody made it, nobody failed out of any of their classes in the industry, we would still be 20,000 pilots short. We have exponentially raised that number at this point. We need pilots. And here at Lyman Ward, we have realized that we're taking these young men and we're not just instilling discipline, we're not just instilling motivation and leadership into these guys, we're raising them to a next level. And if we're going to raise them to the next level, that's the perfect people we should be teaching to fly. That's the perfect student that should be learning to get into the air right now, because that's what the industry needs. They need those disciplined leaders in their industry.
So you are taking high school children, high school teenagers, and they are getting pilot license.
Yes.
Before they graduate high school.
Some of these guys are looking at pilot's licenses before they get driver's licenses. And let me tell you, you said children. We are absolutely taking children and teaching them to fly, but I promise you, the first time they solo, they land as men.
Oh, okay, and we're going to meet one of those young men in just a minute. Tell us how many are in your program, what is your goal to have in the program, and how do you go from, reading and writing to flying an airplane in Alex City in one school day?
Absolutely. So first of all, we have about 3 of our young men right now that are in the private pilot program. They're in the manned flight program. So they have their ground training here. They get weather training, aerodynamics, preparation for their FAA written, and then 2 days a week they travel up to Alexander City, the airport, and fly their lab portion. And what we have done is we have started with that, and we've grown what we call a feeder program, or the Young Eagles, and that is our drone program. And the really cool thing is when we took something that's being taught in college and brought it to the high school level, we are now taking the high school level down even to the middle school level and teaching these guys drones. Anybody can take a drone, hit a button, and take it up to a hover. We're using drones to teach our guys how to fly a traffic pattern, aerodynamics, weather, flight planning, weight and balance, all the things that in a couple years they're going to use to step up to our manned flight program and become more successful. So our guys are absolutely learning on the cutting edge right now of the industry and of the information level.
No doubt. Why is this important to you?
When I was 5 years old, I became interested in aviation. My dad was a pilot in the Air Force back during Vietnam. And I started getting his little Air Force magazines and reading them and thought, someday I'm going to fly. Someday I'm going to fly. Well, I grew up, I joined the United States military. I was a Black Hawk crew chief, flight instructor, and a training program manager. I got out and I came to Auburn University and got my private pilot's license. The day I called my mom and said, Mom, the legacy that my dad started, I continued today. It's official. I am a pilot. I have reached where my dad was. That was huge. That was a game changer for me. And that moment, that change for me was something I'd love to pass on to the guys. And I realized that these kids can do this. This is not necessarily a program that's taught in all high schools because it is difficult. We are teaching at a college level. Before the guys begin their flight training, we teach them what we call the 4 LOLs, so the 4 levels of learning. We have to teach them how to learn. We have to teach them what's happening in their brain when learning occurs. We have to teach them how to study. And the reason why is because we are raising them, elevating them to a new level. And so it's very in me to want to serve in a capacity that helps these guys grow and helps them have that moment I did, where someday they can call their mom and say, today my family's legacy changed.
Well, that's pretty incredible. Thank you for your service in our military, and thank you for what you're doing at Lyman Ward Military Academy.
Yes, ma'am, and we love Lake Martin.
Yes, we do.
Hey guys, out here at Russell Crossroads, you know, this is one of the luxury markets on Lake Martin. We have plenty of programs that fit just that need. Jumbo luxury market programs, 10, 15, 20% down. Call me today. It may be way more affordable than you think to finance a portion of that luxury home here at Lake Martin.
We just bought a lake house with Paige Patterson. We love Lake Martin.
Hey there, Love Lake Martin. This is Trey Callaghan. Hey, here with Jake. And you know, Jake, walking around Lyman Ward today, didn't see a whole lot of ACUs, didn't see people in military uniforms. Give us the vibe about that.
Well, this is Friday. Friday we were our travels. Here at Lyman Ward Military Academy, we do prescribe to a lot of the military traditions here. We do wear our ACUs, we'll wear our Class A's and B dress uniforms. We also wear travels. It's really important that we understand that the military part of our academy is how we teach. It's how we teach discipline, how we teach leadership, how we help our guys raise to a higher standard in their lives. So although we're a military academy, we're also college prep. We're getting these guys ready for where they're going in life. Just like Dr. Ward said, we're preparing them for the work of life. And yes, some of that is what we do with the military side of it, but the other side of it as well is teaching the newest technologies, teaching them what the industry is looking for today, and letting that be the focus of our goal, letting that be the focus of their goals and where they're trying to go.
So Jake, tell us, you know, Lyman Ward, 15 minutes away from Lake Martin, what's the relationship there for you guys?
Well, really, it's twofold. On the one side, in the summertime, well, during the school year, you'll find us here at the school. In the summertime, you're gonna have a hard time doing that because all our camp guys are in the water. We are at Lake Martin. We've got our boat out there. We're gonna be on the shores. If you're looking for a hot dog, we've got it for you. And also, it's our partnerships in the local area. Camp Hill, Lyman Ward is part of Lake Martin. We love Lake Martin, and Lake Martin loves us. And we have come to the realization that we have to grow as part of this community, and this community is growing in part because of us. And so our real goal here is just to be part of what's around us and let Lake Martin be part of us.
That's awesome. Check them out, Lyman Ward, 15 minutes from Lake Martin.
Hey, good afternoon, folks. Sergeant Naroski here again. I'm down here in our briefing room. This is where we teach our aviation studies classes. And one of the really awesome things that we have here in the class is this flag up here. The flag has an amazing story that we use to motivate our guys and to really help them kind of keep grounded and keep the best focus in mind. This flag honors a guy named Specialist Olson. Specialist Olson was a soldier, was second of the 501st Aviation and OIF 1 in Baghdad. He came back in 2004 and unfortunately passed away not soon after due to cancer. This flag was the flag that we were going to carry from Germany, where his unit was stationed, to his family. When we got to his family, we found out they had another flag, and so we kept this one. And I've always kind of kept it as a reminder of what can happen when we make mistakes for us as aviators, and I've always kept this as a reminder of what can go wrong. And the fact is that we're never going to be around forever, so we need to take the life that we have now and live it the best we can.
Hi, my name is Blake Dobbins. I'm the closing attorney for the Auburn and Lake Martin branches of Rely Title. So one of the great things about our Auburn and Lake Martin branches is that if you have a closing and for some reason we can't schedule it at our office, we can come to you. Just recently I had to drive to Selma and do a closing from Auburn. It's about a 2-hour drive. We did it, no problem. We can schedule around that. One of the other great things about Rely in a whole is, say you have a closing in Birmingham, but your buyer seller's in Auburn, we can do that. Because we're such a big company, we're able to work around those type of constraints that smaller places cannot. If you'd like some more information on that, you can go to www.rely.us or call me at 334-887-4266.
Well, who do we have with us here today, Jake?
This is Lieutenant Cadet Jack Graham. He's got a couple things. I'm going to let him tell a story here in a second, but you got to let me brag on him for a second. So Jack is our first student here to solo back in October, November timeframe. He's also the first military academy cadet to fly in the Sun and Fun International Air Show in Lakeland, Florida. And he made us proud last year when he flew in a couple times in the laps, flew a couple laps down there for us. So Jack, tell us a little bit about what this program means to you and what it's been like going through this training.
Thanks, Sergeant. Well, to start, I've always had a dream of aviation. I knew that my dad jumped out of helicopters in the Army. My grandfather flew helicopters in the Army, anything there ever was to fly in Vietnam, World War II, and in Korea. So it's kind of in my blood. Aviation is in my blood. And when I heard about the flight program at Lyman Ward Military Academy, I got the urge to join, and I really felt like it would be the right thing for me. So I joined, and I took my test flight to see, kind of get the feeling for the controls in the airplane, and it came naturally. It was just perfect for me. I knew I wanted to fly airplanes, and
What's your motivation been? I know that in flight training we have ups, we have downs. On solo day, I know your feet were barely touching the clouds. You were so happy, and then you got those days like right now where you're studying for your final evaluations and tests and stuff like that. Where do you find your motivation?
well, I find my motivation in the knowing that this is something that's much greater than what I was before. I could fly airplanes. I mean, it's the most amazing thing to be able to buckle down, study, and work your butt off to really be able to do these amazing things. And just the feeling of knowing that I can be great is what keeps me on it.
So what's the plan? Where are we going from here? You're leaving me. I got one more year with you, and then you graduate. What do you want to do, man? What's the plan?
I'm thinking about becoming either a corporate pilot or a test pilot. Just want to keep that dream going, and that's what I'm working towards.
How old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
We are. We just want to watch you all through, your whole life. You're going to make us all really proud, and I know you already have made so many people proud.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sort of, kind of. I hadn't scratched it or lost it yet.
I'm pretty sure you already took me out to a free dinner. Huh? So the only class that still has recess is above me. So my guys are always learning how to stay focused.